420, damn it!
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one guy. He do the wee woo because he have to go in front of the traffic. Look what I do. 22 and he do wee woo. Oh, you see this?
I think that's fucking hilarious. Hi, how are you?
Okay. Wee woo.
Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, is that guy that fell, smacked his head?
You know what? They're using it in a lot of the reels and TikToks.
Oh, are they?
There's that one, and then there's what's this one here? Where is it? I actually had to record that one to get it, but the other one's that no. Where is it? So anyways,
I don't know.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. It's how high are you?
Not very.
There it
yet.
is.
No.
Yeah. They use them in a lot of videos stuff. Darcy, what are you trimming there, Sarcy? Sarcy.
Oh, all right. First of all, this fucking steam-yard shit. I fixed that 3 times and it keeps coming up that. So I don't know what's going on here.
They're
So
fucking they're overriding you, dude.
Darcy doesn't know how to change his name, is what you're saying.
No, every time when it asks me to log in, like when you click the link over, it asks you to put your name in, which I put it in there, and it keeps coming up like that. So I don't effing know. So anyways, what I'm trimming God's Mac, which is God but cross with Mac. So
what's Mac?
It's Miracle Alien Cookies.
Darcy's having issues with his mic today, so we're going to keep him muted. When he's not talking. I mean, I didn't mean to say don't talk anymore, Darcy.
Yeah, shut up, Darcy.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Darcy.
Wow, look at me. He's even wearing gloves trying to look all professional.
I know,
shit.
eh? I know.
He just doesn't want. I'll give him that one. No, he doesn't want his hand sticky. I support you there, Darcy.
He went for years with sticky fingers.
Hashtag I support the truckers. Hashtag I support Darcy.
What do you do with?
I don't want to get my.
What do you do with all them crystal-laden gloves when you're done?
Lick them.
Well,
no kidding.
Yeah, I guess so. No, I didn't want to get a fucking bunch of crystal on my hands.
Yeah, but then what do you do with all the hash that you left on the gloves?
I'll scrape that off, but sucks when you go to have.
He'll do the wee woo.
Who said that?
Just
what, Lenny? What did you say?
Nothing. Dale said in the chat thing.
What Dale say?
Throw them in a freezer.
Yeah, throw them in the freezer. Throw them in the freezer, let it hurt, and then just peel off.
I started wearing gloves because I have to cap them to go to the bathroom, and well, when your hands are all covered in crystal, the water don't take it off, and it's not a very pleasant.
And then you'll get an eye itch. You have to wipe his bum. Oops. Don't wipe your ass when you got crystals all over your fingers, buddy.
And note to self for people out there.
Don't rub your eyes.
It will cure everything. It will not cure a bladder infection. I don't recommend. I don't recommend using suppositories as lube.
For a catheter. Yeah, but it also does not work for eyes. Don't put oil straight in your eye either. Right?
Maybe if you know.
I learn from other people's mistakes. I know ahead of time I'm not going to try it, but I let other people go ahead and do it to tell me what it's like.
Well, bladder cancer, yes, cannabis will help you with that. It goes in the other end. But
yeah,
bladder infections, I don't recommend it.
I have to stir it before I drink it, Al. Shush.
All right.
You're
Sounds
going to
like
be slurping it too.
Marcel, it sounds like you're ringing
I think
a
it
bell.
means. I think it means Marcel and Cersei are supposed to kiss, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think it does.
Oh, what? No.
I thought that was more for Al and Lenny.
Oh, you can't just take me. You can't take my joke and just put two other names
No,
on it. That don't work.
But you could do it because of how you are. You could just lean up to kiss upwards, and Al can kiss downwards. And hey,
This is like the Brady. Actually, this is like the Brady Bunch, isn't it?
Hey, Marcel,
Yeah, it is.
does anybody
If only my
have
hand can go up.
does anybody have a Gazay rolling tray in their vicinity?
I
I
have
never
one,
got
but
a
not
tray.
close to me. Not close to me. I have one though somewhere.
I wanted to do that thing where we make it go from one window to another. We'll have to work.
Oh, that would have been
oh
like.
yeah.
We'll have to do that next week.
Yeah, we'll do that next week. So everybody bring a Gazay or whatever you got. I've got what do I have here? I got trays from Gazay, of course. I have.
I might have a Gazay tray around here.
I have a Canadian Lumber one. That's the one I'm using because it's a smaller one. I use that for my desk, and I have a Karma Cup one. Oh God, I've got a bunch of them. I think there's a
Actually,
raw.
I'll give a shout out for a little bit of Canadian Lumber there. Just we've had Bo on the show, but True Cannabis is now using Canadian Lumber cones for their rolling papers.
I used all the cones, and I'm not a big cone fan, and I just started using them, and then I used them up.
I don't know, but just for most industry people.
But
use cones.
it's the same cone, right? That they sell.
Same
that you guys are using.
Same papers, yeah. It's just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a pre-cone.
I've discovered that I like the hippie the most. The hippie papers.
I believe the hippie one's the one that's kind of in their middle. Yeah, I like the hippie.
The greens. Sorry, the greens. Where are we here? Where's my camera? There it is. The greens.
The wood. It's the woods I don't really like.
No, I don't like those. Those are too brown.
They're slow. I think they're intended to be slow.
These are nice and even and slow, and the hippie ones, which are thicker, are good for lubies.
Yeah. To be honest, Al, I believe,
It's
and
the
I
other
may
way
be
around.
wrong, and I believe the cones were actually it's the greens is what the cones are.
I had all three
Papers.
I had three. No, I had the cones as well.
Oh, did you?
Hello, MJ.
I made it.
She
How's
made
it
it.
sound?
Sounds all right. You can hear your furnace coming on.
My what?
There's machinery
My
in the
what?
background going. You can hear it.
You have a squeal.
That's my grow fan.
That's okay. Just leave it. We'll do the same thing with you that we're doing with
Hey, can
with
you turn
Cersei.
me down?
You can.
we just turn you off.
Actually, no. I can turn you down. I've got edit mic settings. I can turn you down. Hold on.
Yeah, turn it down a little bit. Oh wait. Hey, stop that.
Then we wouldn't hear you.
How about now? Is that okay?
Yeah, we can still barely hear you. It's good.
You had it on automatic, actually. So
Oh.
yeah.
So now I got to punch Darcy.
Oh God.
What?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Look, Mary Jane.
You can't.
Oh,
reach
he's stabbing you now with scissors.
MJ, look up. Look up.
What?
Look up.
Where? At
Hi.
you?
Hi.
to Al's ass.
Oh, sorry.
You stick your finger up and see if it goes up into his nose.
Here, fist job coming up.
Yeah, no, keep going up. Up.
Well, you should do it. You should lower yourself, Al, and then it goes like.
What is this background? This is different.
Oh, here, yeah. Look, what I did was
There's an eyeball in the middle.
Yeah, there's an eyeball in the middle. It's really cool. So hold on, one sec here. I got to figure out how
I
to do
didn't
this.
get to roll a joint first.
I don't know how to shut us all off here. Doesn't matter. But anyways, yeah, there's an eyeball in the center. Yeah, I like it.
So what do you think? You like my new sweater?
Yes, it's very
Take my name
nice.
tag off.
You were at a Leafy Things event, obviously.
No. I actually I entered a contest where I spent enough money to get a swag bag sent to me.
Ah.
So I got a new sweater.
I have a Leafy Things toque.
Yeah, I got one of those too. Where did I put it?
I have a white one and I have a black one. The white one I think you gave me.
Babe, can I see your toque?
Come here, babe.
Yeah, your Leafy Things too. He's like my yellow one because he's got his Truro one over there too. Because we were talking with Jennifer.
Hey, what's going on with caps there, Mr. Truro guy?
Caps? What are you talking about?
Hats.
Hats.
You were looking at hats.
Me? Yeah, I kind of got distracted. Squirrel. I am going to get some hat. I am getting a hat though, Russ. Still get the logo.
So I just want to say, Lenny, the ball cap, the Truro ball cap that's mostly green, the trucker cap.
Yeah.
So with the green screen, looked like my head was half disappeared.
So if I come on, you want me to wear that? I think I got one.
Well, you would have to have a green screen, but this is the new toque that we got. Yeah. The neon Leafy Things toque.
You know what? That's a cool color. It's a color you don't see every day. I like that.
The neon. Ah.
Yeah. But it's kind of yellowish. I like it.
Yeah. I like the bright. I was going to wear my Truro herbal shirt, too, for the thing. But I'm like, that's old school.
That is old. We won't talk about
that.
What's that?
You could ask Mr. Leonard to send you a sweater,
we got Jennifer putting one in a box.
Yeah, she's actually asking the wrong guy.
It's funny. There was a part on the show, on the thing, where she was talking about how it's a pharmacist's job to know medication interaction, right? Like if a doctor prescribes you this medication, you're supposed to go to the same pharmacist so that way they can they can tell you.
You're supposed to have your profile. Yeah.
And I'm like, I giggled because I was like, I'm just going to stop you for a second because not everybody deals with a pharmacist like Lenny. Because down here, if a doctor were to prescribe you cannabis, the pharmacist would have no idea what is going on, or like how it interacts with the other stuff, because they don't know about cannabis.
How do you know? How do you know that?
Well, actually, Ontario, there's a lot of things they don't know about cannabis, but the one thing they should know is a little bit about the drug interactions. I am under the impression Ontario was one of the provinces that made them do. Now, mind you, it wasn't the greatest fucking course I've ever seen, but they did have to do like some sort of cannabis learning module. I think all Ontario pharmacists, and I'm sure it had a little bit of drug interactions. To be fair, because cannabis was always so banned, they really don't know what the fuck it really interacts with. CBD is actually worse than THC, ironically.
How so?
There's something called just to keep it boring, P450 inhibition. Basically, it's your metabolism of drugs is your liver. There's an enzyme called the P450, and there's all kinds of different cytochromes. There's C1A, C1A2, C3A4, all these things. It basically, if you inhibit it, you're going to get higher levels of that said drug. If you induce it, you're going to get lower levels of that said drug. So CBD is an inhibitor. So if you're on a drug,
it's going to quash it.
No, actually, I've had a case. Someone was taking a Paxil case, and they, after about 7 to 10 days, I actually reported to Health Canada, they started having hallucinations. They were using the CBD for sleep. An elderly man bought it at the liquor store, which is fucked. If we would have bought it at a pharmacy, they could have at least reviewed it.
Yeah, or warned them.
Yeah.
But would you have known?
Well, what you should have done is what you should do if someone was ever coming to your pharmacy is at least look at the fucking profile. And again, the computers, I call drug interactions 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
just something's related to something, they want to flag it all the time. So there is actually an issue out there that they want to warn farm. Like things pop up like everything, and then you almost get desensitized to it. So I used to joke, there's like, I don't know, 100 actual interactions out there will actually kill you. So I just like make sure you fucking know those ones.
Those are the important ones.
No, but easily what you could have done is check the patient's profile. You can, and what Mary Jane was alluding to, if you go to the same pharmacy, and you can do this with Tylenol, to be honest. Like, hey, can you put this on my file? And you don't just have to go to the counter.
I have cannabis on my drug profile at the pharmacy.
Yeah,
just in case.
But they can do a drug interaction check, especially CBD.
Okay, so since you brought that up,
CBD is because CBD is federally in the U.S. a drug.
Yes,
it is in all the drug databases. Yeah, for sure.
So because I know that I've had Mary Jane, you're driving me nuts with the banging. Sorry, sweetie. I know you're just rolling. Every time you tap anything, it goes right through your mic.
I'm not tapping anything.
It's just your movements, sweetie. It's just you're so energetic and charismatic and beautiful and
Jesus.
Look, I got to make her video. Look at her face.
I was on mute.
Were you? Somebody is doing something.
That's hilarious. Right on.
It was driving me nuts. I don't know who it was, but somebody, whoever it is,
don't do
stop.
it again, Mary Jane.
Don't do it again, Mary Jane.
Yes, Dale, I am drinking
that's me
chocolate.
I want to hear everybody's sounds next time before we start the show. Then I know who it is.
Anyway, go ahead, Al. You were about to ask me something after Mary Jane started. It was very interesting what you brought.
No, I was about to.
I actually have a question. Wait, did you hear this?
Everything. Your mic is picking up everything, sweetie.
Yeah.
You're rolling. You're clinking.
Maybe it's just you, Al. I'm not hearing nothing from Mary Jane's mic.
Well, I hear everything.
I hear that.
Coocha. Okay there, Charo.
No, most people don't.
Do you even know who Charo is?
Sorry. Of cannabis and antihistamines.
Yeah. What's that?
Antihistamines in cannabis.
There's a bit of that. Yeah. No, it does. It does reduce inflammation and cytokines, things like that. But back to my point. The pharmacists in Ontario should be able to identify drug interactions, or at least theoretical drug interactions. What they're probably pretty shitty at is helping you dose it.
Well, that's what every healthcare professional that I have ever spoken to, other than yourself, has had issues with dosing. I had one doctor, I don't know if you were around at this point, but Marcel remember, who pulled up the Physicians and Surgeons Board website right in front of me and showed me where they said that they are warning doctors off of prescribing cannabis. This was when we were fighting a while ago. I've had some interesting effects from CBD because I've tried CBD ice. Is it distillate when it's a CBD? The crystals?
Distillate or ice. The crystals is isolate.
Okay, so it was an isolate. And I found I found myself getting very agitated when I was just using isolates. So I don't use them anymore. When I was taking Sesamet, the same kind of thing happened, but that was supposed to be relating to THC, synthetic THC, right? But I have noticed myself that different interactions happen, but I've also been told by my doctor that it's very unlikely that you're going to have an interaction with something pharmaceutical with cannabis overall.
THC is not quite as potent. It's not a very big. P450 is the big interaction, right?
Okay.
Like, believe it or not, this is actually.
And that affects your mood?
No. Here's one that nobody would think of, and I'm sure it's never been reported. I'm sure there's never been an incident. But methadone could actually, if you started someone on very high, if they're already on high dose methadone, and they all of a sudden start taking large chronic doses of CBD. They could have a significant interaction potentially.
So I was told at the very beginning of all of this edumacation thing with cannabis, that if you have cancer, but you have a history of alcoholism, you should not be using the RSO. Anybody?
Why?
I don't know. I've heard that way back when I heard
Because
that.
some people don't get all the alcohol out.
Could that
Even
be?
then, why?
Okay.
Like I don't
I've never heard that. I can't even think of why.
See,
I
never
can't
say
remember
The
who
that.
told
RSO
me
makes
that.
a good replacement for alcohol if you'd like to have another,
A swig.
hobby.
Yeah, another swig.
A hell of a lot safer one.
Yeah.
I never thought about drug interactions with cannabis. I legitimately just went to pick up this prescription that the dentist gave me. Actually, I picked up this prescription that the dentist gave me. And then when I got the paperwork
Show me the pill.
home,
Show me the pill. I want to see if I can figure it out.
I'm not going to take these ones because when I got it home, the side effects were like anybody with gastrointestinal issues shouldn't be. I was like, I have IBS. Should I be taking this? I called and they said no.
What they give you? Torlac?
It's a pink. And
She can't
red.
say it. The name will be on the bottle there, darling.
Pink and red.
Is that
it's gross.
is that an antibiotic?
Yeah, clindamycin.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't think I should be taking that. The side effects are like bloody stool and like.
No, what? Do you know what that's about?
Well, no.
Clindamycin is what they would call a shotgun antibiotic. It's going to kill fucking everything. But the problem is it kills so much of your microflora. There's a chance that you can get more invasive coming bacteria called Clostridium difficile or C. diff. That can cause bloody stool. So what it is, whenever you take that in, it's going to cause diarrhea anyway.
I'm not taking that one. They gave me instead clarithromycin.
Oh, that's going to be nasty too.
That's what the side effects look the same. I'm like,
But that one is it's actually a motility kinetic agent of the GI tract. Different thing altogether. But C. difficile, I honestly, what you tell people is if you start all of a sudden getting, could be 6 weeks later too, right? Just
yeah,
really.
that's the problem I have. I don't want to take it now, and then all of a sudden, like
anyone who's ever had C. diff, they'll know it. It is a stink of, you've never smelled before. But what you do is you take a really good high-end probiotic. Actually, anybody taking any antibiotic, take probiotics.
Should take probiotics.
Yeah.
And eat sauerkraut.
Or sauerkraut. Well,
don't eat that shit.
I swear by sauerkraut.
There's something you can try. Have you ever tried it?
Got flora back.
No, I'm not trying sauerkraut. So you're teling me the second one?
But see, I don't do the probiotics because it comes usually in yogurt.
No, the second one you're going to get just diarrhea just because it's making your muscles contract. The other one, it would be an invasive C. diff. Two different story. But whenever you upset the flora in your GI tract, you're going to get diarrhea. Pretty much every antibiotic causes diarrhea.
I already should be taking probiotics. My stomach is already all out of whack. So
then you should probably eat sauerkraut.
Hey,
no,
hey, worm.
Gross.
MJ?
Oh, MJ, I want that on your list.
Doesn't it? I'm pretty sure I tried some before and it burns my tongue. What the fuck is sauerkraut?
Then you didn't try it. You got to try Tancook Island sauerkraut, and it comes in a milk carton.
Aren't they shut down?
That one.
Can you ship it to me? Because we can't.
Marcel, didn't they just close?
I don't think so.
Like the white carton with the red label? Like
they're still in the stores.
I think
they just shut down after like 80 some years because of COVID.
Yeah, but they still got probably 5 million tons of sauerkraut sitting there because it's still fermenting.
Yeah, kimchi, all that stuff. Yeah,
kimchi is another one.
Yeah, no, anything fermented, but I find all that shit gross. So I take probiotics.
Kimchi is basically a spicy sauerkraut.
Lenny, isn't it AOR, Lenny, the probiotic I get from you?
I have like 4 or 5 ones I sell a lot, but AOR is a good one. Probiotic 3.
Yeah, it's a little more expensive, MJ, but it works very well.
Honestly, any probiotic's going to cost you $1 or so a pill. A good one. Anyway.
I bought a whole bottle. It cost me $50, and they're from a company called Melaleuca. That I like. They give you 150 to 200% of your daily value because they know you don't intake all of it anyways. Like these vitamins are like, but I just don't take them because I almost died from pharmaceutical medication, so I have a problem when it comes to anything in pill form. And I didn't quite realize, I thought it was just pharma that I hated, but I used to take, well, I still take when I need, when I have acid reflux, I take baking soda. And I'll take it in a half a teaspoon in an ounce glass with water, and I'll shoot it like a shot. And then I'll chase it like I would a shot, but I chase it with water, just straight water. That only helps right away. If I want like extended relief, like you would like taking a pill, I thought I'm going to go buy those gel caps and I'm going to put baking soda inside and I'm going to swallow the pill so it'll get down there and stay there rather than the immediate relief. But as soon as I put that fucking baking soda in a pill and tried to put it in my mouth and swallow it, even though I knew it was baking soda, even though I knew it was just the same thing I was doing before, I still couldn't do it. So it's something about the pill, the PTSD.
Have you tried milk of magnesia?
No.
Try milk of magnesia. A small amount works extremely well for acid reflux, and that acid. A little too much works extremely well for flushing your bowels out.
Oh, so that's why you're saying be careful with how much you take.
Right. So basically, a teaspoon is all you need for acid reflux when it's really bad.
Okay.
And a tablespoon is all you really need to flush out.
Well, see, my dad actually has been taking these things called, he says they're charcoal caps.
I've heard of other people taking those.
Saving him. Apparently, just recently, he started getting this thing where he would eat, and then 2 hours to 4 hours later, he'd get unbearable pain. And he can't figure out why. He's tried Tums, he's tried, like, baking soda, and for some, it's just the charcoal caps are the only thing that is working.
Tinkerbell's back.
Has he tried to identify which foods cause it? Or is it every time he eats?
I've asked him if he's kept a journal. He says it's every time he eats. Doesn't matter what it is.
And it doesn't matter what the food is?
No, or how much or how little. Like he says he can eat like a slice of toast.
Al goes through that bad. See,
I mean, like if it's a fatty food, like fat's in it, then it could be a gallbladder issue.
And you know what? He was set up for the colonoscopy, which he was not excited about, and he went through all the prep, and it was the day of the snowstorm, and they canceled it on him. And he was like, "I'm not too excited about rebooking because that was a pain in the ass."
Literally.
Yeah.
No
not yet.
intended.
He didn't go through the painful part yet.
Yeah,
He just went through the, the fasting part for him was hard because he likes to eat. Even though it's causing him pain.
Cool.
So I think I might try those. The charcoal caps.
Off topic, when there's dead air, what size capsules are best for 100 milligram doses of oil? Huh?
Not double zeros.
I know where Marcel's about to go.
Okay, so you want to put 100 milligrams of oil per capsule?
Or 100 milligrams of THC.
Or 100 milligrams of THC. Because there is a difference.
Based on the potency.
Exactly. And if you didn't get it tested in the lab, you have no idea what you got. Unfortunately.
There, I can talk. Yes, I got to say something to that.
To what?
There's a lot of people out there that make stuff, and they're like, "Oh, this is 50 milligrams." How do you know?
Because Marcel told me. That's how I know. I'm not kidding.
Because I weighed it on the scale.
Yeah.
Did you send it away and get it lab tested?
Well, I put 10 grams in, and that would equate to what? 8 doobies? Yeah, never mind. You get what I'm
Well, it
saying.
depends. That week could only be 10%, or that week could
Yeah,
be
exactly.
30%.
Exactly. There's a lot of different formulas. Which is right, guys?
You know
So
what?
100 milligrams of oil would be the 1/10 of a milliliter. Into another 3. 100 milligrams of oil, I think, will fit in a number 2 capsule of straight oil.
That's a lot of oil.
Yep.
It's
That's
big
without any
capsule.
carrier. That's without a carrier, though. That's just pure
That's what I'm
straight oil.
saying. It depends what
Yeah.
you're doing.
That's a lot of oil.
What's the best carrier? We've had this conversation, but
Yeah,
go
because
ahead.
that 100 milligrams of oil could be as high as 85 milligrams of THC.
Yeah.
And
Isn't the
if
answer-
you can feel that shit on 10 milligrams, how much are you going to feel on 80-some milligrams?
I don't know, but I ate 2 capsules in a gummy last night, and I don't remember anything.
I can't remember
So
yesterday.
two capsules in a gummy, and you don't remember
Your
anything.
2 of your capsules in a gummy, yes.
Oh, yummy. What flavor?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So
That's a flare
that's
dose.
what? That's what, 50?
I didn't want to say
About
on
50
air.
or so?
No, it might be a
No,
little
but that'd be
more.
about 50? A little more. Let's see.
I
A little
can't
more
even
than
take
50.
And it was...
Really?
I can tell when I can
Oh,
tell
God.
when I am, because when I get up to
Mine-
use the bathroom at 2:00 in the morning, I'm like I'm wobbly, and I take a second to catch my balance. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, you're still high.
Have you had?
No, that's what. Oh shit! Yeah, I can't walk.
Have you had Mama T's edibles, Mary Jane?
Mama T?
Yeah, her gummies.
No.
No.
I've tried Left Coast gummies.
Yeah,
I've tried Juanas. I'm about to try Euphoria extracts. I just picked up some chews.
well, don't eat
in,
the whole bag.
The good thing about I got the smaller box. I think it's 60 milligrams. It says for the pack, and it's 5 milligrams a piece.
I'm finding about 25 milligrams is what the norm is in the places that I go.
I really like the option that they're giving, like, because like Euphoria extracts has them all the way up to like, large dose.
Yeah.
Like 100 I don't even know, because I just went for the small one. I was like, what's the lowest dose I can get? Because 5 milligrams, I feel good. I can still function. I feel a little like body buzz, but not, I can still function. But 2, I'm ready for bed. That's like I'll take my second one as I'm getting ready for bed.
I'm ready for bed now.
So my hot chocolate right now that I'm drinking is about 5 times stronger than that.
That
gummy.
explains why there's so much clinking. You got to stir that fucker every now and then.
Al, you asked a question. You asked what the best carrier for cannabis was, and I think it would be hemp oil.
Virgin olive oil.
No, I want to say hemp.
No? Is it hemp?
Hemp seed oil.
Okay.
Hemp seed oil.
But virgin olive oil is up there, right?
No.
Olive oil is my second choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
oil.
grapeseed oil, but it's a little
Grapeseed
more
oil.
expensive. It's expensive though.
Yeah.
Unrefined coconut oil.
Doesn't it matter what you're using it for, though, too? Like topical
No.
versus edible versus...
Oh, maybe topical. I don't know.
Because, like, when
But
I
topical-
know making bath salts, certain, like, if you were to use a coconut, an MCT oil, the bath is way more oily than if you used a grapeseed. Like, I prefer to use grapeseed oil when it comes to bath salts.
Grapeseed oil has a different feel on the skin than the other oils. So grapeseed oil is preferred by massage therapists because it doesn't have that oily feel when it goes onto the skin.
The greasy.
Right. So it's more of a satiny finish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's nice about the grapeseed oil. Hemp seed oil, while it would be fine for doing topically, is not very cost effective because hemp seed oil is a lot more expensive than any of the other oils that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're talking like walnut oils and avocado oils and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But medicinally, the best one is hemp seed oil. The problem is you can't heat hemp seed oil.
Oh, so you have to cold press it.
hemp seed oil is cold pressed, because if it's not cold pressed, then it's no longer omega-3.
So how do you infuse it then? If you can't infuse it with heat?
I can't tell you, because if I tell you, I'd have to shoot you.
Okay.
That is.
Okay. So if you figure it out, don't tell Marcel and don't tell anyone else. Just do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And don't try and sell it.
Don't sell it.
Because you will get a cease and desist.
Yes.
Just say no.
Carrier that is used the most is probably the one that should be used the least.
When I first got my magic
MCT.
butter machine, people were using MCT and
that's what I started
and just basic coconut oil. I don't like MCT. Yeah. I like regular raw coconut oil.
Isn't MCT coconut oil just like the liquid version?
No.
Right, it's been refined.
It's like
they take coconut oil,
oil,
they heat it up, cool it down, heat it up through a serious process, and they break the long chain molecules into medium chains, so
and
it no
you'll
longer
poop a lot
solidifies.
if you use it.
Okay, and it becomes a very
it's very greasy,
cleansing product.
It's very
some people with MCT oil, like it like half a mil, and they're getting diarrhea.
Yep.
Like not all people, but some people.
I heard MCT
explosive
was good
diarrhea
for keto diets, for people that are on keto, because like there's this like something that happens within your body that like you crave the fat because you're not getting the fat in like your diet. So like if you take like a teaspoon of MCT oil, it just like boosts the whatever that is.
Oh, and good chance it'll flush you out at the same time.
Well, I mean, if
they use it like you're hearing it in bulletproof coffee and the keto diets. Mm-hmm. There's a theory that the MCT goes right in through the cell wall and right into making energy without having to be processed. That's the theory of it. And there's probably a little bit of something to it, but most people can't handle MCT oil.
Mm-hmm. Well, my uncle used to drink olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, right from the bottle. He would take it out of the fridge and take a swig and put it back in the fridge and say, it'll keep your pipes clean.
You know what?
He used to drink, I remember these little packs in the fridge that looked like the bags that you'd hook up to the blood things, except they were full of green liquid. And I remember asking him one time, Uncle Gary, what is that? And he's like, it's grass juice. I'm like, grass juice? Like, he was always looking for like the healthy, like the thing, you know, like the thing that's going to make you live forever. And
60 mils of extra virgin olive oil will reduce cardiovascular death. And that is from one of the smartest cardiologists in the world.
Well, do you know he died of leukemia?
He didn't die of a heart attack.
He ended up in the hospital
my grandfather,
because he had a blood clot. And then they told him he had leukemia.
But
my grandfather
olive oil is healthy.
He would just have a big drink of buttermilk every morning.
Yeah.
But there's a trick with extra virgin.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ooh. Codder liver. Here's some codder liver oil with your breakfast.
What?
Codder liver oil.
What is that? St. John's wort.
Antidepressant.
The plant.
Isn't that like bad?
No. It's a great antidepressant.
But my grandfather.
Sorry.
We used to get cod liver oil when we were kids, but I think probably around the age of primary or grade 1, it started coming in capsules, which was much better.
They should go back to that, to be honest. Kids would be healthy.
They would be. They wouldn't need as many vaccinations. Cod liver oil.
All right, are we delayed enough? Are we getting into it?
No, because we got some cannabis stuff to talk about here. Al said we had all kinds of links in the chat on cannabis, and I found both of them.
There's only two that he wanted to talk about, is what it is.
There's only two that about cannabis. There was lots about convoys.
Oh, really?
And mandates.
Okay, before
But
you go into cannabis, I wanna touch base. You guys were out and about today. I haven't been out at all. Have you seen trucks? Did you go to look at the highway, Mary?
Let's do the cannabis first.
I think we should.
Okay.
We go for the cannabis first, and then we go.
Yeah,
Let's do the
because
cannabis
we know the other one's going to take much more.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe Sarcy even gets the week off if he wants.
Sarcy.
Can we do cannabis and then a break so I can get a tea and then get into it?
Sure.
I got a lot to say about that after.
Sure, I bet you do. All right, so first up, let's go and say congratulations to Thailand.
Woohoo! First country
Because
in Asia.
The first country in Asia to allow home growing, and not only that, they've removed cannabis from their drug schedule. So, you can have cannabis in Thailand now, whereas before simple possession was 15 years in jail.
Almost death, yeah.
Yeah, no, death in some of the other ones, but Thailand has always been more jail for like simple possession.
I'm surprised at the Thailand thing, to be honest.
I think they realized that this could allow them to get into the commercial market.
Yes.
On the worldwide scale.
Yep.
Because what they've done is they've said that selling it is illegal, buying it is illegal, but you can grow your own. And all you do is you report to the government that you're growing cannabis on your property, and it's perfectly fine.
Alrighty.
That's awesome.
So this could open them up to allow them to get into the world stage. If they get into the world stage, then you're going to see some really nice sativa strains hitting the world market wider than it's always been. Maybe they can come back with Thai stick.
That
would be awesome.
I've never tried actual Thai stick, I don't think. I know that I've had friends say,
most
here,
people
try
never
this.
have.
Here, try this. It's Thai stick, but I've never actually, I don't think I've ever tried Thai stick. No, where's Thai stick from? From Thailand?
Yeah, basically it's the way it's processed and how it's dried and cured is what makes it so unique. It would also be a lot more expensive. So back in the 70s, where an ounce of Colombian would go for $20 an ounce, Thai stick, you're probably looking at $80 an ounce, even then. So it was more of a connoisseur thing, but there was a lot of people that said, oh yeah, man, I had Thai stick, and it was great. It's kind of like how many people actually went to the first Woodstock.
The big ones that I remember hearing a lot about was Thai stick and, of course, Colombian gold, and there weren't cushes back then, really.
No, there was back then. There was actually more sativa dominant strains than there was indica dominant strains, because in the 70s and 80s,
it was pretty much outdoors,
especially in North America. Your strains were things like Colombian, Acapulco Gold, Jamaican Red Hair, Panama Red, all of the sativa-leaning strains. And even every once in a while, there'd be some Cambodian stuff come in. Cushes and things like that, no. That was all coming in as hash. So the
which
South
is really
was sending
big
sativa,
again now, right?
The West was sending sativa, and the East, coming in from the East, was the hash.
I have some chocolate Thai stick here.
Yeah.
It's brown, and it is it looks like coated in trichomes, and legitimately smells so chocolatey.
You're growing it, or you have some?
No, I got some from
cool.
a store out here, and I've been saving it. I pull it out on special occasions. When my friend got married, we smoked a joint of it. It tastes like a chocolate blunt, but there's no blunt. It's just all cannabis.
Nice.
It's so delicious.
I've been smoking Durban Poison all week.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's come up to the next one. This one is kind of funny because this comes out of Stanford Medicine. And it says, when it comes to legal cannabis, Canada is doing it right.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. A lot of people got a lot of attitude under. If you look at the post, there's a lot of attitude under that one.
Oh, it's.
Is it a satirical? Like, is it
No.
sarcasm?
I don't think so.
No,
I think
then
it was
what
an
do you
actual
think
bona
they did
fide.
Right.
If U.S. policies want to better prioritize public health while legalizing cannabis, they should look to Canada's model for ideas, according to
we're
new
doing it
research
right.
reported by Stanford University.
Yeah, because we've got the fucking ball on that one, fuckers.
Oh yeah.
The Keith Humphreys, PhD, the Esther Ting Memorial Professor of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences at Stanford Medicine, commissioned a report in his role as co-director of the Stanford Network on Addiction Policy in an effort to more closely examine Canada's efforts to control marketing of the drug, its use of the government-run cannabis retail stores, and efforts to reduce youth access to better prevent harmful drug use. I talked with Humphreys about the results, yada, yada, yada. So, if they think that Mr. Trudeau's tactics to reduce consumption in kids, he's sorely mistaken. Because if anything, the kids' use has gone up. They've just gotten much better to lie on those anonymous surveys.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can get it now as easy as they can get liquor.
Yep.
From the same people that got them the liquor.
Yep. I asked my son that same question. I was like, if I gave you $20 right now and told you to bring me back one of these three things, and it was cigarettes, alcohol, or cannabis, I said, which do you think you'd come back faster? And he was eager to take the $20 and go. And I was like, I'm not actually giving you $20 to go out and buy weed or alcohol or cigarettes.
He probably could,
you,
though.
Like, which one do you think you could get faster? And he's like, straight off the top, he's like,
Cannabis.
Probably cigarettes.
Oh, really?
And then cannabis, and then alcohol.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because they can get them all.
Yeah.
And that actually got easier once they put it into these legal stores. Because now the kids don't have to worry about getting ripped off from the dealer because they're standing outside the liquor store waiting for the guy.
So they made it safer.
That's right. Made it safer access for the kids with tested products.
Dale,
Yeah, no.
Dale, why don't you explain it so you don't have to go find the link?
Also, any kid with a prepaid Visa can go online and order pot.
Oh, God, yeah. Anything. You just go on the dark web and get what you want from Mexico.
Oh, now I got to go look at Dale's wall? Come on, Dale.
Yeah, come on, Dale. Just like unmute your mic and make your lips
Could
work.
have fucking read it to us. I'm going to spell his name out. Dale McCrab. That's what I'm going to call him, Dale McCrabby.
So the problem, I'm going to take the medical out of the equation for Canada. But the stupid packaging, the over packaging is one.
It has gotten better.
Not really. You're still using big jars. Yeah. I'll give them a baggy, like whatever. But again, still
these things.
The label. What's that?
These things. These are what usually I get. These the stuff I get comes in this because I get ounces, right? So
we can't see you, Al.
I can't
you can't see
Al,
me. Oh, that's right,
No.
because Darcy's up there. Okay, here.
Yeah.
There we go.
I told you should have let me take control of that.
No, but it's like again, there was outer boxes. A lot of the companies got rid of the outer box, but even on a tincture bottle, right? You can't get all the labeling information on it, so you got to put it in a box.
Yeah.
But like the branding, who gives a fuck? Like, come on.
Because that labeling stuff has to be on there. It has to be visual.
Oh, it
has to be a certain font size. And
but here's the joke. Like at least in Nova Scotia, like you can't. It's all kept in the like in boxes anyway. You can't fucking see anything anyway. Like it's just it's silly. You're capped at your dosing. It's just kind of weird.
What I've started doing when I go in is I say, "Can I give it a quick squeeze?" Because I've noticed.
Yeah, you can't look at it.
No, you can't look at it, but at least I can tell if it's hard as a fucking rock or not, and make a decision.
Yeah, but at least when I went to Las Vegas, I went to that Planet 13.
Yeah,
they would have a glass case. Again, it's an old bud, but it's still something. But at least you can look at.
Okay, so do you remember, Marcel? Were you at one of the first treating yourselves? They would have the cup full of weed sitting in the Metro Toronto Convention Center out in the open with security around it. And that were the cups that you won, right? They were filled with weed. And you could openly buy it on the floor, and you could openly go outside and smoke it, and nobody said much of anything to you. But that's all changed now.
Right, because they brought in all these laws and stuff. You got to remember that if some prosecutor wanted to make a name for himself, then he could have actually got the police to go in and bust people.
Yeah.
But are you almost done stirring, Marcel?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Would there be a prosecutor dumb enough to take on that many?
Well, they've tried. They've tried to take on bulk. So like it didn't work.
Yeah, but it didn't work for them then either.
No, but the U.S. like he's an idiot. They don't have like Canada has the hypocrisy. Alcohol can do whatever fucking commercial they want. At least the U.S. hasn't done that double hypocrisy. And not that I'm saying to endorse it, but honestly, especially nowadays, I think we're probably tying to COVID. There's been a lot of money spent in COVID. Some of these big private, or public LPs, they'd be spending millions and millions in marketing, and that's good economy, tax dollars, and business for the economy, right? So the U.S. is just again making money.
And we're here fighting.
Canada's going to fuck it up.
Yeah. I
think the joke was even the government can't even sell weed right.
Don't follow Canada, please.
But we were in Moncton here the other day, and Cannabis NB had one of those billboard sign things up, advertising outside, out on the street actually.
Yeah,
advertising $99 ounces.
That's actually against the Cannabis Act.
Yeah, but they're doing it. So
all it takes is somebody, like a compliance person, to come by and be like, "Hey," because apparently each store has to have their own compliance officer, right? And then at least that's what I was told.
This one's government run.
Yeah, same. So when I called the Ontario Cannabis Act or whatever, they had told me, or the LCBO, anyways, they told me that each store had their own compliance officer and that they were responsible to know the Cannabis Act inside and out. So that way they didn't make any of those things, because if the OCS ended up sending somebody to inspect them, that they would end up getting flagged with infractions, right?
New Brunswick failed.
Well, I know when the store that I used to work at, like talking about the packaging, I bought a pack of Ready Can Readies, the little 10 pack. They're like 0.3, 0.5 joints each or whatever.
Yeah, I had one.
Slim. They're good for you ordered dinner at the restaurant.
I fucking hate it. I hated it. I normally don't shit on a company, but I hated that joint.
I find it depends on the strain. I think it was Cold Creek Kush was the one that I liked, or Wappa. No, sorry, Shishka Berry. Anyways.
It was just disgusting.
They're good for, like, I would go out for dinner. I would order my food. I would go out in the parking lot. I'd smoke one of those. I gave one to a friend, and she like, "Oh, this is cute. It looks like a little cigarette." And she was like totally in love with it. But then she goes to her local store, because I told her, they're all over. Just go to your local cannabis store. So she goes there and she couldn't find it at all. She's like, I don't know what I couldn't, because she's seen the box. She's seen the joint. She didn't see the bag that you have to purchase you know what I mean? Like so much packaging, and even though the store that I worked at had all of the packages out, you still don't even know what it is some of the time just by looking at it.
Yeah.
There's no photo, there's no, you don't see what the bud looks like.
Like that's what all you can do is squish it. That's it.
Yeah.
Have a squish.
But for the record, I love their little joints. I think they're awesome. I think they're convenient. I think they're nice shape, but put something fucking better in it, for the love of fuck.
You know, I heard really good things about pinners. Have you heard of pinners?
No.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I don't know about that guy, but I've heard.
No, I shouldn't say that. We use a software system called Ample Organics. He was the founder. That system sucks.
Wow, you're on the ball today, buddy.
No, actually, you know what? I have nothing to hurt. Like, I'm just teasing. But my dude said is like, if you run fucking pinners like you do fucking Ample.
Well, is it break time? Can I go make a tea?
Hopefully they're better quality. Like I say, Ready Can's popular joints. I just find their weed sucks in it.
It would be nice to have good quality cannabis in those in all pre-rolls. To be honest, I have yet to find one that had quality
consistency. It'd be nice to have some consistency.
What's up?
Do you guys have pre-rolls?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that. Maybe they're just not available.
Ontario doesn't really have any of them.
Okay.
We do use flour.
Oh, Sarcy fell out of his chair, I think.
Well, that's why. Did I make fun of a infused pre-roll last week?
No, you can do it today if you like.
Oh no. Well, like for example, Trail Cannabis, we put our flour in it. Some my wedding mint, our wedding mint's 28%. So I won't say the name of the company, but they were an infused with rosin pre-roll.
Oh yes, I remember this. Say it again.
Yeah, I did. It was 28%.
Yeah,
we did talk about this. I know we did.
Yeah, this is good.
That's shitty rosin.
Yeah, with rosin. I was like,
that's shitty rosin.
That is shitty rosin, and that is obviously really shitty weed.
Yeah, that's like the
or if it's probably trim.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on.
And it probably commanded about 15 or 16%.
And that's what I kind of felt like I was smoking in that little joint.
It's not even trim, it's just leaf.
Yeah.
It's fan leaf.
Well, then that
I'll give them better than that.
I haven't smoked it, so.
But
hey, Lenny.
Anyways, the study that Dale was going on about. It's cannabis use in brain is associated with limited alterations in brain structure. So there's basically been a lot of studies in saying that adolescent brains are changing, and that cannabis causes a lot of structure changes. These guys are saying no, it does do some, but all it does is suggest that it needs more detailed studies. There's detailed studies of vulnerability to structural brain alterations in longitudinal studies examining long-term risk are clearly indicated. So all they're saying is there's not enough proof because all of the studies they've used have come back with such discrepancies in results.
Well, I'm going to tell everyone this has already been put to bed, and there are still questions. But there's a doctor, Dr. Daniel Amen. He's a pretty famous psychiatrist in the U.S. Does a lot of, I think it's called P scans of the brain. Anyway, I can't remember the technology. Scans the brain. He's actually pro cannabis, by the way, so don't go off on him. But no, he has shown that yes, chronic cannabis use in youth will change some of the structures of the brain. Doesn't mean it's going to cause harm. And again, how much does it take to do that? Again, a kid smoking a joint on a Friday or Saturday night is probably not going to do nothing. And also the other issue is, how do we know alcohol doesn't? Who's studying that? Is alcohol getting the same testing?
Yeah.
Probably not. I think it probably does. Again, if you're Wake and Baker from the age of 15, might do something a little.
Huh? What?
Doesn't mean it's going to be the end of the world.
Huh?
Yeah.
What? You ready for a break? Duh. I think you just proved a point. All right. So should we take a break?
All right. So are we going to take a break and then we're going to come back and talk about the small fringe minority?
We're also getting all political.
Oh, if you want to, you can. I'll just sit back and smoke pot and listen to you guys.
People want to tune out.
I'm actually drinking. I'm drinking pot.
You're drinking
from Little
pot today.
Victory.
I drank my pot. I'm nice and mellow.
Oh, you're
for
having your
that.
thing, but I'll shout out to these guys. It's not bad.
What flavor?
Little Victory.
What
I don't know,
flavor
some
is it?
dark cherry thing. It's okay.
I keep looking at the the Coca-Cola one, or I'm sure it's not Coca-Cola, but it's
Keef?
infused.
Looks like they have a root beer and an orange crush.
I think it was Tweeds. Actually, they have
All
a
right,
cola.
Keef is a brand that we don't have in Nova Scotia, Ontario. I guess the Orange Crush is fucking amazing.
Well, I'll see if I can find one. I don't even know how much. I didn't even price them last time I was there. I was going to.
Oh, they're all expensive as fuck.
Are they? What are they, like $4 or $5 a piece?
How much is in those cans?
Oh, the one I'm drinking, these bottles?
Yeah.
Just 2.5. Like, I'll drink fucking 6 of them.
Lenny looks
2.5
like
milligrams?
Kilroy. Yeah. Put your hands up there, buddy, so you're like a Kilroy there.
Kilroy?
Yeah, you know. Buddy.
There's a scroll.
Crushing my head.
Crushing my head. Kilroy is, yeah, anyways. I still haven't yet. I mean, I've tried many beverages, but I have not tried.
They're expensive. I like to have them. Like, again, they're low in sugar, which I like.
Are they?
They're not alcohol, which I like.
I like the squeezy ones.
And to be honest, like Coke and you'll see me drinking Pepsi, Diet Pepsis and shit on here. Like, that shit's not better for you either. So
Diet Pepsi's the worst.
To me, aside for water, it's my healthier option.
So everybody needs to go for a pee, I'm sure. I found something very interesting. The reason I found it very interesting because it was in the 70s. I guess it would have been one of the first concerts my mom took me was to see Jose Feliciano. This is back when he was riding the wave of Chico and the Man because he did the theme song for the show Chico and the Man. I'm old, okay? But anyways, this is Jose Feliciano playing some Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. And the captions in the YouTube video say that some people thought he out Jimmy. So you guys, let me see if I can.
Now I'm going to sit and fucking watch. Thanks,
now you're gonna sit, sorry. All right. There we go. What'd you think of that? Oh, hold on a second. That was some Dred Zeppelin. It could have been through your phone. What'd you think about that there, Len?
What happened?
You didn't hear anything?
Did you break it?
I just went for a tea and I came back and I don't know what happened.
We were listening
broke
to
the internet?
music.
Oh my goodness. I thought Kim Kardashian already did that.
And he's muted, so he can't even hear us.
Or we can't hear him.
Who is,
Oh, I can. I'm back. Sorry. See, I can't see. I'm done. StreamYard's done. We're out.
Who's,
I distracted him because I sent him a video.
No, but all I could see was the picture of Dred Zeppelin.
Sarcy.
Oh, is that what that was?
That's what it says up top.
Oh, yeah, just a second.
But no, so I can't see. I couldn't see myself, like, not talking.
Oh, yeah.
Or my mic. Like,
now
I can't run the... Yeah. So, what my Jose Feliciano take?
Yeah.
You're on mute now.
Am I? Oh, there we go. Yep. There we go.
He looks to me like he is probably one of the best Jimmy impersonations I've seen. And I would also say he's probably a more polished, schooled guitarist than Jimi Hendrix. But Jimi Hendrix created the sound.
I saw him. My mom took me to see, when I was younger, people like Jose Feliciano, George Benson, because we used to go to the jazz festival all the time because she was into that. But Jose Feliciano just jumps out at you. I mean, like, there's even if you don't like flamenco music, you know.
No, he was awesome. But
he still is. He still is. He still plays.
No, but I don't deny that. But what I'm saying, compared to Jimmy created that sound. That's the difference.
And what people might not know is Jose Feliciano is stone deaf, blind. He can't see a thing.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, he's like
he was born blind.
Jeff Healy.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's even more impressive.
Jeff Healy lost his sight because of cancer, the same cancer that killed him, I believe. Where Jose Feliciano, I think he was born blind.
Just born blind. That's pretty. That's so amazing. But I also use the same thing like the band Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. A school musician, no, but when he put that sound and everything together, amazing, right?
Oh
no, but that's what Jimmy's like that. But as far as technical skills, this guy was amazing.
He wasn't as famous as he is now until he died. He was at Woodstock. That was really the first time anybody really saw him.
Yeah.
Right? And then he started getting more popular, and then he died. But a lot of people. Okay, guys. So I know Marcel wants to dive into a topic, so you go right ahead, Marcel.
I can't. I'm laughing.
Okay.
It's a picture of Joe Rogan interviewing Neil Young. Ask him, so how does it feel to cancel yourself? But sorry. What are we going to talk about? I know everybody wants to talk about trucks.
Well, you may as well go on Rogan, since we just talked about it.
So let's talk about Rogan.
And Neil Young.
Rogan has had some guests on that have been rather outspoken about some of the things that logically don't make sense. And Mr. Young
lately
was, over the last couple of weeks. I mean, I've listened to some of the podcasts.
Oh, this has been going on a lot, like about 2 months with Rogan these days. But just taken off with Neil Young.
But think about it. We talk about it every fucking week too. So
I just saw an article there while we were at break that said that he's not trying to spite him or anything like that. Neil said that. Let me look it up while you guys are talking. I'll see if I can find it again.
Neil said that, but when you come out and say it like he did,
it makes him sound pretty petty.
To threaten a big company like that and then to apologize, basically, I mean, like, yeah, okay, but
yeah, to me, it was almost if I don't like the rules, so I'm going to take all my toys and go home, right?
Which he's entitled to.
But it's acting like a little kid. But it's acting like a little kid in the playground too.
Yeah. Well, I'm really confused because I have listened to a couple Joe Rogan episodes enough to know that I'm pretty sure the premise of the podcast is just like what we do on the Newbie and the Doobie with the on the spot interviews, like what Lenny's saying. What we do here, we have people
Exactly.
on, we talk about different things. We're not responsible for what our guests say on the show. We do not necessarily share those opinions with those people, and it's our job to ask questions and engage in conversation, and that is what Joe Rogan does. Yeah. So anybody who's
and the same as Joe Rogan, if we don't agree with their opinion, we'll explain why.
Yep.
Yeah. So I want to make it real clear because I'm obviously you saw my Joe Rogan for Life fucking joke name thing up tonight, but I listen to the man every night. I actually idolize the guy. Because honestly, he just has he's inquisitive. He wants to learn. I know he's not a doctor, guys, but the motherfucker is actually pretty bang on a lot of the times.
He does a lot. He does a lot of research.
He's educated.
He's
but what
talked
he's
to
saying,
enough people to
but
know.
he has never been anti-vaccine. He has never been anti-vaccine. What he's anti is lockdowns. He's anti. That's why he left California to go to Austin, Texas. He's anti shutting down restaurants, shutting down business. He's actually not. I don't even think he gives a fuck about masks. Joe, listen, the guy has everyone goes to his studio, does a rapid test. He believes in science, but what he got mad was they were ruining people's lives, shutting things down. He was also mad that I won't say it because maybe we'll get us pulled, the drug that people aren't allowed to say, like fucking Voldemort.
Ivermectin?
The one you give to horses.
But what he was mad at, he said, why aren't we using vitamin D and zinc? And why aren't we? And he was also calling people out. Why aren't we fucking telling people to lose weight and exercise?
Yeah.
And there's only two things with the vaccine he's mad at. Kids, for the most part, really don't get very sick from COVID. They really don't. And he is upset that they are trying to force kids to get vaccinated.
I agree with
they don't
that.
need it.
Yeah,
And
especially when some of the side effects are worse than the actual COVID.
And that's
itself.
and they're in specific group, and he was just pointing that out. And the other thing he was mad at, he's like, I had COVID, which studies have literally shown is better than vaccination for long term. Like it is better for immunity than the vaccine, and that's logical, right? You survived it, that's great. So he was getting mad at that Sanjay Gupta. Is that the CNN guy?
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, you should still get a vaccine after you've had COVID. And Joe was like,
why?
Well, that's exactly anyway. And it's like, I heard the stupid fucking one in BC. Well, you're going to get super immunity now. It's like, where in the fuck that science word come from?
Yeah. There's a nice new one.
But
super immunity. Does that mean you're fucking immune to everything on the planet now?
Yeah, but Joe, he is not anti-vaccine. He was actually, he even said it. He was going to go get it. And guess what? He got COVID.
Yeah.
And
he's had it?
He's like, I don't fucking need it now.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan got it and then used natural, I won't say natural, but other medications that.
He used the drug that can't be named.
Oh, he used no, we can name it. What is it?
Ivermectin.
Okay.
Schmeivermectin.
So Schmeiglipalax.
And then all of a sudden they started saying, "Oh, Rogan's using horse medication."
Oh, okay, I remember.
And it's completely different type of there is some for horses, but
no, there's a horse version of it with a much fucking higher dose. Yes,
don't take that.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
No,
but he's never ever been anti-vaccine.
Is an LSD a form of
there's very few drugs that are given to given to animals that aren't given to humans.
You know what? I noticed that when I took Rose in to get her nails done because she got anxiety, they gave her gabapentin and trazodone.
Yeah, you know where it's better? Cannabis oil.
Well, I didn't have any to give to her, but I would have.
You know what else? You probably paid more getting it from your vet. Sorry, vets. I didn't mean to piss you all off. But.
I give her cookies that are CBD cookies But she seems to be more reactive to just a little pot, lick it off my finger, whatever, you know.
But as far as I made a joke today, like poor Neil Young, like you did right, like keep on rocking in the free world, and I guess you were free to make your opinion, Neil. But
it's only
Spotify. Everyone else be free to talk to.
It's only Spotify. It's not like it's YouTube or anything.
Well, apparently there's another streaming platform that has picked up the Neil Young radio channel.
Oh, it's just Sirius XM, isn't it?
It might be. I don't know. There's one failing one, in my opinion.
And they've dropped them now?
Sirius isn't failing. It's just that you got to be willing to shell out money for stations that you can hear other stations just as good online for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't really. I don't really take too kind. It's like it's him or me.
Yes.
That's kind of a shitty attitude. I didn't like that off Neil Young, but I don't know. He's old now.
That's what everyone's saying. They're just like, well, his fan base is older and nobody gives a shit about you now anyways. Sorry. But like, I don't know. It's so funny. We were listening to the radio and on came the thing where it said Neil Young has won and Spotify has removed his album from the thing. And I was like, yes, all like excited because I was like, they better not cancel Rogan because all he does is ask questions and speak from his point of view. That's what we all do.
No, listen, Spotify ain't fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They cancel Rogan. Someone's going to create their own streaming platform and just bring fucking Joe on. He is literally one of the most... I'm going to argue, he's probably one of the fucking top 20 most famous people in the world right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, he is just huge.
He suffered through on Fear Factor. I don't know if you know much about him, but I did a little bit of research, and he absolutely hated Fear Factor.
Oh, he tried to do it again then. He tried to do it twice, though.
Well, he made enough money that now he's got fuck you money.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what he's at.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants now.
That's what he says. That's what he says. He doesn't give a fuck. He says that on his show, to be honest. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, my son looked at me and he was like, don't tell me you're for that cancel culture. And I was like, whoa. I need to teach you what actually is going on.
I think it's more of an opinion culture than a cancel culture.
Well, that's back to Young.
He was
keep
basically
on rocking in the free world. You're allowed an opinion.
Yeah.
And that's why I laughed at poor Neil. It's like, man, your song is the anthem of freedom, dude. And you're trying to censor somebody.
I'm sorry,
Speaking of freedom, is this the segue into the Freedom Convoy?
Sure.
I just fighting for Joe. Not that he needs my fucking help.
Now, I would say to anybody out there, one thing I will say, if you are against Joe Rogan, most likely it's because you haven't listened to a podcast, and you're just listening to the rhetoric that somebody else has said. Please take an hour and go and pick one of his many different, does sports people, he does scientists, he talks to comedians and actors and actresses. Like, go find somebody you like and go listen to the podcast. Because I guarantee you, after listening to it, you'll be like, wait a minute. And you'll listen to another.
And by the way, to me, Joe Rogan is from News Radio.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that, and I love
that
show.
To me, that is still one of my favorite shows.
Paul apparently, got to know him pretty good. So, yeah.
Oh.
Paul Hartman, Phil Hartman's brother.
Did you get that video, Al?
Yeah. What do you want me to do something with it?
I just sent. So the video I sent was so awesome. The truckers came through at 4:20. They arrived at 4:15.
Okay.
So I was literally just smoking my joint.
Let me load this then.
I think it's like a 12-second clip from.
Okay, I gotta make it.
People were lined up all across the highway. We were blocked in, and
that's illegal in Nova Scotia now.
What?
Yeah.
on the side of the highway.
I'm disappointed in their Nova Scotia.
They made that today. Hitler has decided that we can no longer assemble or protest.
Oh, well. Okay, so here's Mary Jane's thingy here. Hitler.
In a onesie, of course.
Is there audio?
There should be.
No audio.
Oh, you don't
Hold on.
have it
No,
clicked.
I don't have it on here. Hold on.
It's 420! There's the newbie.
Isn't that just Ontario traffic every day?
It's 420! No, there was... I was on the down at the end. The other side was where everybody goes.
Okay, so wait now. I see trucks going both directions there.
Yeah. Okay, so
Some are
here's
running
what
away.
was happening.
That was kind of part of my joke, Marcel.
Yeah.
No, which way were they
Some
going?
are running in the other directions. Those are the vaccinated. They're going the other way.
Not every trucker went. And how
Yes.
dare you? Most of the truckers are vaccinated.
I know.
Just so you know.
I know.
But the actual convoy, we stood there for 40 minutes in the snow and the wind, and we had to leave because we had interviews that we had to do. But it was crazy that everybody was like, so this must be the small crowd of people that Trudeau's talking about. Like, and that was yesterday, which was the same day that Trudeau. Okay, this is funny.
Oh,
Buddy,
this is all. Everyone knows
who
this
makes,
is horse shit.
Who makes the fucking? He's like, these are the rules. Everybody has to abide by these rules. Well, dumbass doesn't even know his own fucking rules because he says, I've been exposed to somebody with COVID. I have a negative test, but I'm going to stay home and follow health orders and quarantine for 5 days. Buddy, according to your health orders, if you have a negative test, you're fine. If you have a positive test, you have to quarantine.
You could be like, he could be like Sarah Palin and go to the restaurant with COVID. She got tested and then she went out.
Well, you know what the truckers are going to do?
What's her name? Sarah Poli or whatever her name is.
Somebody says that
I'll find it.
The road to get to his house, you can't take trucks on. It's one of those.
Well, there's a lot of cars and RVs that are there as well. So, and I'm just
Sarah
wondering,
Palin, fucking
Palin.
Sarah Palin.
Does anybody know if Ottawa streets and whatever are able to withstand the weight of all of those trucks?
Well, it's 8:20. It's 8:23. If anything was going to collapse, it would have happened already.
They're in Ottawa tonight now, aren't they?
The very last convoy, I think the one coming from Sudbury, reaches at noon tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Everybody is supposed to converge on Ottawa at noon tomorrow. And now because Trudeau is quarantining for 5 days starting yesterday.
Call it for what it
puts
is.
Us till Tuesday. If he thinks that those truckers are not going to sit and wait, motherfucker, they all got their homes with them. They all sleep in those trucks. You think they're going anywhere? That's what they do. They drive somewhere and sit and wait.
Somebody posted a thing about the truckers are going to be for a big shock because everything's closed, so there won't be any bathrooms. Have you ever driven along the highway and not seen piss jugs? Right? They don't need your bathroom.
No. I seen a post. Somebody posted. It said if you don't stand behind our truckers, feel free to stand in front of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's harsh.
Well,
but I've seen it said about soldiers, so how is it any harsher?
Exactly. The media is having a hard time because they don't want to make this out to be what it actually is, so they're trying to downplay it. Global news here.
Turn the narrative here.
Yeah, but
Are
global
they
news
talking
here.
About the KKK?
No, global news here said that the convoy leaving Nova Scotia was 12 trucks.
They did that in Kingston too. They said our count, and then they put like 12 camper trailers, like 72 cars and like 12 trailers or whatever, or trucks with trailers. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, I was standing on the side of that highway. I know that there was more than that.
Because they're trying to downplay it as much as they can.
Well, here I don't know, like I'm hearing reports now that it's a lot of the members, like the Tamara woman who did the GoFundMe, and this other guy, the head people have affiliations with the Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists, and I'm like, guys, okay, like seriously, there's gonna be a few fucking rotten apples in every goddamn bunch.
Are they a rotten apple? Are they a rotten apple when they're fighting for everybody's rights?
Well, you know the government's going to work every fucking angle they can.
Of course, but look how slimy the fucking government is.
What did you ask earlier? Do you think they're going to put plants?
Oh, that's a given. We already know that they'll put plants in because, and a lot of them are already prepared for it, and they're telling everybody else that's there that as soon as you see somebody trying to incite violence, get out your phone and start recording them.
Yep, that's
right?
Awesome.
Apparently, there's been a lot of threats. There's been some bad apples that have turned up, like you said. You know. So
of course.
I hope that this doesn't turn into something that we're going to regret.
Right. So I read an interesting article last night, and I forget who wrote it. It's a military guy or an ex-military guy that wrote it. And he was explaining what he's suspecting is going to happen. And it would be CSIS and RCMP and Canadian military plants in there to incite violence, to make it violent, to turn public opinion, which is a tactic that's been done time and time again. These guys, if they're smart, they know it. They're going to start videotaping it and hopefully going live with it as soon as they see it starting and shut them down. This happened in Quebec a few years ago at a very peaceful demonstration, and a group of individuals started trying to cause problems. So people started filming them and calling them out as being RCMP. And it was later found out that it was exactly the RCMP that was trying to set these guys up. So do I expect it to happen this weekend? You're fucking right it's going to happen, but at least the people know that it's going to happen.
I actually think it's just going to be peaceful, to be honest. I think it'll be loud.
I think it will be now. I think it will be now, because if anybody starts, it's going to go live.
So what's the schedule? Everything starts at Parliament Hill.
The last convoy is supposed to get there at noon. If you're curious, go to the website Canada dash.
Can you type it in the comments here, sweetie? You've got access to that.
Okay. Well, those of you that are not watching and you're listening, it's Canada dash, like in the phone number, unity.com/bear hug, and I will put that in the chat.
Okay, please. Okay, cool.
No, I went and saw them drive by. It was 7:30 or 8:30 in the morning. Thursday.
I watched your video. Yeah, yep.
Because you know what, like, someone's got to do something. And again, take the vaccines out of it. Like, imagine you having your, like, I would hope the people that own hair salons or work at hair salons or restaurants, like, you can't be fucking happy with your government right now. Like,
oh.
You know what I mean? Like, that's who they're fighting for too, right? Like, it's back almost to my Joe Rogan for life. It's like, fuck. Like, I was fortunate. I worked in a place I was allowed to keep working, but
Not everybody was lucky like that, and you work in a place that doesn't demand you to have a vaccination.
No, it's not even just that, but just like
others were.
But even at the start, like, imagine those poor fucking people in March 2020 when actually everyone was scared and maybe if there was something like you didn't know. Yeah. And like they're home. I don't give a fuck like how much CERB money the people are getting, but probably wasn't covering some people's incomes and bills. Nurses, there was an RCMP that quit his job because he felt it was violating the Charter of Rights. Like, they're brave people, and I respect the fuck out of them. But that's traumatic. So anyone that's pissy at the truck drivers, obviously you haven't been impacted by COVID. And don't start saying, well, if my mom died and all that stuff. Like, yes, it's a terrible disease, but the truck...
So is the flu.
Yes. It's not even just that, but the vaccine, get yourself vaccinated. The biggest fallacy, there's two fallacies out there. It doesn't prevent fucking spread. So you're not protecting grandma. Fuck that shit. Doesn't do that.
Yep.
Protect yourself. Listen, I'm going to be honest, guys. I got my third fucking booster today. I did it. And but the reason being, I have a really close, the odds are it's coming in my household. I was like, you know what? I looked at my risk factors. I'm 47. I'm a little overweight. I said, fuck it. I better get this. So I did it.
But
that was my
chances
choice.
Chances are you already had it.
No, trust me, I haven't been sick in like 2 fucking years, like with an actual
That's
virus.
what I'm talking about. 2 years ago, back when the other individuals were at work and got sick and spread it around to everybody. And we were all sick.
No, there's a chance that we're just immune. That's possible. Too.
Exactly.
But
so
I also don't know that. But I was like, you know what? I don't have the time to be really, really ill. I've been like, there is a little bit less risk with the booster versus those first shots. It was a smaller dose, so I did take it. But anyway, that's not my point. But you just can't shut down people's lives. I haven't, again, maybe to some people it's not a big deal, but I haven't had a vacation in 2 fucking years, really.
Yeah. Oh, that's huge. That's huge for mental health.
Oh, it's everyone. And for people like myself, like I literally have to leave the fucking country, go to a beach, turn off my fucking phone so I can have 7 days of like normalcy to shut down. And I'm not the only type of person that feels that way.
Oh, dude, imagine now having children. And you know, like no, you don't even know what's happening from one day to the next from school.
Oh, fuck! My kids were like, their school's in today, school's out. Holy fuck!
Are the kids in school now, Mary Jane, here in Ontario?
Mine are, yeah, they are. It's weird. After they took the long winter break or whatever, they said the reason why they needed all that time is because they were going to improve ventilation in schools.
Yeah.
They were going to give each teacher an N95 mask. They were going to give each student a 3-layered cloth mask. And they were going to give each student 2 home tests. Now,
Kelly said that they got home tests, but I didn't know about the other stuff.
So what the government didn't tell everybody in that press release is that when they shipped everything to the schools, they shipped it in a bulk. So the government must have just like bought X amount of fucking kits
and sent it
and
out.
The schools were responsible for taking them in the big thing and with the bags in 2 in each one for each fucking student. My daughter came home with this like thing and I'm like, that doesn't look very sanitary. Like what did... And as for the 3-layered cloth mask, that hasn't even been brought home. She says they're not doing that.
Yeah, no, someone just posted they got the vaccine. Listen, none of us are. I'm like, it's all about choice. But the other fallacy out there was not just about spread. Mm-hmm. Let's assume we all go get it. Let's assume all the Canadians are vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Do you really think the hospitals are going to be any less underwhelmed?
No, I think they'll be even more overwhelmed.
I don't think it'll be more. It's just Canada's got a healthcare crisis that's been growing for decades.
But now I don't get that because they're saying mask. Now this new variant. Now there's another new variant, B something.
BA2. BA2.
Hold on. But yet they'll
BA2
tell you
undetectable.
But the masks that people are wearing aren't right, and they're not doing anything. So don't wear the cloth mask.
Marcel,
but then
I think told us that we told you that 2 years ago.
They just stopped
fucking
the
unreal
spit from hitting people. That's all.
You go into the corner store and there's a panel in front of the cashier, the spit guard.
Listen, we all have to put that shit
hold on. On that spit guard, there's 20 different kinds of masks. There's N93 mask, N94, and N95B, but they all say not medical. It's not an N95 mask if it's not medical, correct?
Yeah.
So what
the
exactly?
other joke is the plastic barriers, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, when I sneeze on that, none's going over.
The guy at the corner store, the guy at the corner store no longer wears a mask. He just stands behind his barrier.
Yeah, a lot of stores are like that. Actually, I just want to touch base as you're talking about like glass enclosures. I seen posts going around this week. I know Quebec's getting fucking crazy with their stupid mandates.
England has dropped
where
them.
In Quebec, if you want to go into Walmart and you are not vaccinated, you are not allowed to go shopping. You have to stand in this 3 fucking sided glass
liquor stores and cannabis stores,
for them to
as well.
Bring your shit.
And they've mentioned
what the fuck is that?
They've mentioned that might happen here as well at the liquor stores and the cannabis stores.
I would stand there. I would spend a whole day standing in that booth going, "Oh no, not this one. The one with the okay, listen to me. The one with the red label, and it's got some sort of like blue writing. I can't remember what it's called though. I think it might be down. Can you please? I would send them for a million fucking things. I'd be like, to the point where the employee's like, I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. Or
And
what
this
would it be?
this is
Tabernacle!
why Mary Jane no longer works for the OCS store.
Like, here's the first thing. I would love to hear there must be some sort of chief medical officer in Quebec. I'd love to see what fucking school they got their license from. Secondly,
most of them are all overweight, these health officers.
Yeah. Well, but again, it's 10% of the people. They're like, oh my fuck, guys. Like, it's not going to change anything that way.
Yeah. So if I was in Quebec, I couldn't go to Costco or Walmart.
No, or the liquor store, or the cannabis
store. Yeah,
which is confusing because don't they sell alcohol in the corner stores?
Yep.
Yes.
So I can't go in a corner store and buy booze. Like,
No.
I'm so confused.
And
if I was in Quebec, I would fucking move right now.
Oh yeah.
And yet we're coming to an endemic.
Yeah.
The ending.
Don't they also still have a curfew in Quebec?
Maybe.
I think Nova Scotia's kind of got one too. Well, I guess the Bears do.
Well, our gyms are.
How long they
open
allowed
soon.
open?
I think there's. I don't know. I don't really go to bars anymore, so I don't know. I think it's like 10 or 11.
So yeah, last week I
But
told
you have
everybody
to
to
be
go.
vaccinated. Like you
England
have to be vaccinated. Still.
Yeah.
In Ontario, in order to go into a
No,
restaurant
out
and
there
stuff
where
like that.
Lenny-
I mean,
Our restaurants aren't open, but I'm just asking, like, if you want to go to the bar out there, you still have to be vaccinated, though.
in Toronto, there's a lot of closed as well. Yes.
Oh yeah, I got my passport on my phone for the once in a while I go to a restaurant.
Restaurants, bars,
gyms,
any entertainment. It's basically it's to punish me for not being compliant to what the government says I should do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like when you were back in high school.
So England has wiped that out. They are no longer masking, and they are no longer accepting the passport. They wiped it out. They've stopped it. Austria, I think, as well. And there's a few other countries that are on the verge of it. I don't know if we'll get there.
No, because of the amount of money that's being made, but also the amount of money that's being spent.
I don't know.
You see the price of toilet paper lately? Holy fuck.
Like, if you talk to most Americans, they fucking laugh their asses at Canadians, right?
Well, most Americans aren't walking around with masks. You
No.
know, and the only other country that we used to see that happening in was China and Japan, I guess.
Yeah, we become China North.
Wow.
Yeah. No, but that's it's just, everyone says, oh, well, if you listen to the science, well, no, you guys really, you're picking and choose what science you want to listen to.
The last big bulk of articles that I've seen with the same subject is we just have to live with it. That's the new one today.
They say we got to move and learn to live with COVID, but why do I have to have like restaurants locked down, or we're shutting down a hair salon?
Well, that's the thing. If we've got to learn to live with it, like we had to learn with the flu or SARS, even, because this is just another variant of SARS, is it not?
Fuck, we went more overboard than this. We did SARS, and that fucker killed you.
And then, but there was no masks. You know, and then we had a big concert.
They should.
And then the Rolling Stones came.
Some people wore masks.
No, but SARS was like legit deadly. Like, not this list, people died. It's not what I mean, but that was extremely high mortality.
But isn't COVID a factor of SARS? Isn't it SARS-CoV-19?
Well, it's respiratory, only in that it's respiratory related.
Oh, okay.
It's a similar virus, but the SARS version was actually so deadly it killed itself off.
Sorry, I opened my phone for news, and this was the first article that came up.
You can share that, I think, Mary Jane, if you want to.
Oh no, go ahead. I got my hands full.
She's playing with her pussy again.
She must be cold whenever she likes to sit by the front window like most cats do and stare outside, right? And then it's cold outside, so she comes down the stairs. I can tell because her ears are cold, and she'll climb up on me and steal my body heat. Okay, kitty.
I got both of them.
I've been more thinking about Trudeau and the health minister and like calling people fringe and all that stuff, but like, if you actually, I don't know how many vehicles or people show up. If you actually have thousands of people showing up, that's a little bit more than a fringe. And secondly, like, you obviously got to think, like, fuck, I'm really pissing these people off. What am I, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't, a normal person's like, what am I doing wrong? And I actually didn't realize this. I'm not a big history buff. But ironically, the Charter of Rights of Canada was signed off by his dad. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
a lot of things were signed off by his dad.
And then
it's just kind of funny. Like he
didn't take him long to break it.
Wait, no, not his father.
Oh, okay, all right.
The stepfather.
His adopted father.
Well, not really adopted, I guess. It's be still mother stepfather.
And but same as
he's a Trudeau, so he would have been adopted, right?
And then there's the health minister. He's like, we're not the enemy's not us, or the enemy's not the vaccine. The enemy's COVID. I was like, no, the enemy's not the vaccine either. It's you.
The government.
You can't just shut down people, like blocking. We're Canadians. Like when people couldn't go like home. Like my brother coaches hockey in Ontario. He couldn't go to his fucking house in PEI during the lockdown.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed in PEI. I was like, I own a house here. This is my home.
You know, in the middle,
that's craziness.
In the middle of the COVID thing, I was up at the trailer during the summer, and I went in to do some paperwork at the Service Ontario. Okay, and the gal actually gave me a hard time because I was up there doing it, and my address is in Toronto.
Oh, they were doing all kinds of that shit.
It was horrible. I said, you know what? I have a piece of property in this county that I pay taxes at. I can come into this store and use this store just as I can in Toronto, where I also pay taxes. You know?
But that is the craziness that went at, well, a
it
lot
was
of that
ridiculous.
shit's that way.
And then please don't lean on the counter. And then she got snippy with me, right? You know, like it's needless bullshit.
Well, that's when everybody was terrified and wouldn't touch anything and were like
spraying
their fruits and vegetables when they got them home. And
I go into the grocery store. I get one of those rags that then they dispense there. You know, you pull one out. I wash my hands with it, and I wash the rail of the thing, even though it's always done. It's just how I do it. But I don't come home.
I'll be honest.
I don't come home.
I haven't used hand sanitizer ever.
I don't come home and wash all my groceries like some people have. No. I have friends that when they come in, the kids start washing the groceries. I mean, they even had to tell people at the beginning of this, don't use bleach to wash your cereal. Don't spray stuff and then anything like that, because it just leaches right into the food. So many stupid things.
A lot of people didn't know this, but Walmart is where I used to shop all the time. You grab the cart, and as you were going in, right on the wall, there was always this thing with wipes.
Yeah, that's what I use. They have the same thing at Metro.
It was there all the time, and this is pre-COVID.
Yep.
I would always grab it because I'm a germ conscious. I'm a hand. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in Toronto. My dad taught me, especially when riding the subway and the TTC, be conscious of where your hands are going.
Yes.
Don't touch where everybody else is going to grab. Hold here instead
at one
of like,
point, every
here.
time I went out, I got sick. At one point.
Yeah. Don't touch your face in the middle of the day. Wash your hands. Like, these are things that everybody should have known prior
I stopped
to COVID.
using sanitizer because I went into a Shoppers Drug Mart and it was coconut sanitizer, and I was just like, you know what?
Okay.
I don't want to smell coconut all fucking day. Thank you. So I started carrying my own. I started carrying my own, but I will use the Perel pull-out thingies because it's usually a brand like Perel, a good brand, right? At Metro, anyways.
Yeah. Besides for washing my hands, I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, me either.
I have a bottle of that Bath and Body Works? Yeah, it's they made spray hand sanitizer.
I had a bottle of alcohol in the car, and I don't know where it's gone. I haven't used
like
it in
the
a while.
spray stuff
because you
it's
got
great
drunk
for
and you
the
forgot where you put
steering
it.
wheel. It's great for you can spray anything.
Yep. Yeah. It's expensive too, though. I mean, but I'll get a bottle when it's on sale. You know, I've got, I don't know how many boxes of fucking masks do you have now? I've got like 3. I got a black box, a blue box, and a white box. Yeah.
All the masks are on sale now.
Yeah.
Hand sanitizer is like half price.
Yeah. There's gonna be a flash sale on masks and hand sanitizers coming to a store near you.
I'm hoping that there's a sale on gloves because I always use
handy.
gloves.
Yeah. Me too, for painting.
Oh, everything. Anything.
Trimming.
Even if I'm cooking dinner, like with
I
chicken
feel
and
like
stuff, I'll throw gloves on.
Sarcy has some on his hand right now.
I don't even see Sarcy.
Me either.
I see which is Sarcy, I'm pretty sure.
No, but my next thing is
this is what I got on Sarcy.
Do you guys not watch football, or even if you're flipping through, see these football games
with
going
gloves
on?
No, I don't.
But you are aware such things are existing, right?
Football
games?
Yeah.
Foosball.
Yeah. Like you see all the people in those stands, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Eminem and all those people at that.
There's
big
this thing
concert
called the
that's coming
Super
up.
Bowl coming up.
No, there's a concert coming up. Fuck the Super Bowl.
No, but it's going to be packed.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it's a concert being interrupted by a football game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's actually
the point being is the world's not ending. Like they've gone on with their lives.
Yeah.
Like,
hey man, I thought Florida of all places.
They never
Because
stop
had
shit.
such old old population, and what we've learned about this COVID is that it's been attacking elderly and unhealthy people, right? I almost did unhealthy like it was like a fake thing, but they really are unhealthy. So I figured if Florida can survive and they didn't put on any masks and whatever, I'm like, what are we worried about?
Well, somebody will try to throw, more people died there than Canada. It's like, yeah, but you know what? I'm sure they're a lot fucking happier than we are.
Hey, that means there's
a balance, right?
You know what? I'm really only unhappy because of the negative energy in the air, and it's everywhere.
In Canada, it's extremely. It's the topic of conversation. That's what I'm saying. It's divisive. It's negative.
It's fucking toxic.
If you
and
turn
that's
on the
why I'm
news,
hoping the truckers win. It's not about. To be honest, I actually predict more people get vaccinated if the fucking truckers win.
Yeah.
right? But if they take away these vaccine passports mandates, Alberta's announced that I think it was Alberta, has announced that they're not doing away with the passports. As soon as their hospital They are as soon as their hospital numbers go down. Saskatchewan says they're getting rid of theirs. Saskatchewan Premier.
Nova Scotia. No, Maritime's be the last, boys and gals.
Nova Scotia, because my comment earlier, we'll just leave it as that. Those two idiots are going to drag this out as long as fucking
and Doug won't budge on it. I don't think. I don't think
it's up to the
Doug's
people. I mean, they're not going to be. He's not going to be reelected, and Strang eventually is going to be hung out to dry.
Yeah, when is the next election? I want to know that.
Not fucking soon enough.
I don't know.
Amen.
But until it changes federally, we'll still just get another fucking idiot. Because everybody wants to be the puppet and suck
We're
the
always going to get a fucking idiot, dude. Because no matter who goes in there,
No, because everybody that gets in there realizes that everything is being run by corporations, so they've got to play the fucking game. Until you get somebody in there with balls and tax the corporations accordingly, the way they should be taxed, and stop the fucking bullshit. Years ago, in high school years did a little project, and the little project showed how to get rid of the Canadian deficit, and that would be as a flat tax. So if every person and corporation in the country was taxed at 20% as an income tax. So if you made $100, $20 was taxed. If you made $20 billion, 20% was taxed, and you'd have no deficit. But large corporations end up paying, in some cases, less than 0% tax, meaning they're getting tax breaks, plus they're getting money from the government. And
That
this
sounds
is
shady.
where it is shady, but that's how it's run, and that's how it's always been run. So anybody that would ever want to run on a platform and suggest this flat tax would be killed. They would, you know, it would be suicide. They committed suicide with a bullet in the back of the head type thing, because the corporations would never stand for it, and the people with the money. So people that make billions of dollars had to pay 20%, the same as everybody else, is actually fair, right? But when it comes to having the money, you can make the rules, and it doesn't have to be fair anymore.
I have a question before we go.
Sure.
This pill that they've got that they're about to introduce, is that going to wipe out the need to take a needle?
Well,
so
one would
apparently,
think, but they don't seem to want to go. They're trying to say it's both, and they want to use it for the breakthrough, is what I'm understanding.
It's a breakthrough now. Oh, they want to
they're
break on through to the other
people.
side of what?
No,
Non-COVID?
it's the pill is, if you've been vaccinated and you get COVID, then you take the pill, and it supposedly helps you get rid of the COVID.
But I just
But
want
wasn't
to say,
that what the fucking vaccine was for?
the health
This
minister,
is what I can't get over.
So the health
Just-
minister actually said when they're getting in such a small supply of it, that they're going to try and prioritize those that are unvaccinated, the vaccine hesitant, so that way they still have something. Which I personally see that the vaccinated, that like you're saying, might get sick if they go and they're like, oh no, sorry, we're saving that for the unvaccinated. Oh fuck, look out. We're really
No,
gonna have
I
a
don't.
problem.
I don't think it's. I think it's going to be if you show. It's going to be based on your symptoms. Like try to stop a hospitalization. It's more moderate to severe. I think is all they mean. Like my close contact. Why I got like she fucking exercised in her house today. That's how sick she is, right? Like you know what I mean? Like a little headache, and like she knew enough that she was sick that she did the test and she was positive. Just a little off, like nothing crazy. So, again, most people, and that is most people, but there is those unfortunate people that are going to react poorly, and it tends to be.
Well, you got sick. You got sick right after you had the first shot, didn't you?
Oh, actually, yeah. Remember I said I wasn't sick in 2 years? Yeah, I was when I got my fucking first shot.
You were sick for a couple of weeks.
I was 6 fucking days. That was the last time I was sick. You're right.
But that was from the shot, right?
It was from the shot, yes. But when that was there, I only did it. I honestly wanted to travel, and I knew I was going to have to do it to travel, so I took it.
I thought I had a
This
cold
is my
the other
job.
day, but then I blew my nose and I was fine.
I've been
Sinus
sneezing
problem.
and sniffling all like fucking crazy, and I'm like, no.
No, not me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I haven't.
No, I have.
I haven't since I got sick back in 2019, because it was just before Christmas that it went through our building.
Yeah, there's been theories it was been here longer than 2020.
Well, it supposedly it was released in March of 2018 was the original release date, but it didn't have time to spread and be effective until that long. So it took a while. I mean, it didn't spread from January of 2020 to the entire planet by June.
Yeah, must
right?
have been here.
It had to be here much longer. I used to play this game. I don't even know if you can still play it anymore. It was called Pandemic, and the idea was to build a virus or a bacteria or a parasite and infect the entire planet. And I've played it thousands and thousands of times trying to wipe out the entire planet.
What was the other one that was like that?
I found the key, and the key was to always, because it was random picked which country you started in, the way you were going to win is when you landed in Madagascar. Because if you land in Madagascar, because they're the first country to close the borders in the game, kind of like, what's the name of it? Small island nation that closed all of its borders. Well, they just got their first confirmed case of COVID. And they've had their borders completely closed for 2 years.
Wow.
So
Hillary Astivus, the Dustin Hoffman one. I just saw that. That's Contagion. I think
no,
that
this
was Contagion.
No, that's Outbreak.
This was just
Outbreak.
This
that's
game.
Right. I just saw that. Yeah.
This game, Pandemic, I was playing back in the early mid '90s.
A lot of the old games were based on a pandemic or a virus like Duke Nukem and even Quake.
No, there are similar games like that because my kid was telling me the same.
Yeah.
Because he said, he was playing a game where you could put a different disease and call it whatever you want, and
they've been around for years.
Yeah. Which is it's weird. Why are we playing games? People are like, oh, you can't have first shooter games because people are gonna go around shooting people.
It's the cancel culture.
Let's have a war game about
it wouldn't be pertinent to be sitting here playing Duke Nukem now.
Oh, was it called Plague?
Plague. That was one. Yes, I remember that one.
I remember playing that.
Yeah.
I always picked an animal when we played that. We
Duke
played it in
Nukem.
Real life though. Somebody was
like
a
Batman.
disease,
I'm
somebody
Batman.
was an animal, and
Duke
you had to
Nukem.
run around.
That was a very rude game. You could get a patch. Did you ever play Duke? Duke Nukem?
I played a little. It was more of a when Duke Nukem originally was more of a PC game, right?
Yeah, it was.
I was not really into PC.
But it was back then. You had it started with Doom, and then Duke Nukem. The graphics got better, and then of course Quake. Quake is still around. You can still go do a battle Quake and shit like that.
Netflix High Score documentary is really good, and they do go over the creation of Doom and all that stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Did somebody just fart?
Speaking of High Score,
sounded like somebody farted.
It actually sounded like a zipper. But speaking of High Score, I've always wanted to start and own a video game bar, and
arcade.
I wanted to make it an arcade, but
yes.
Cannabis.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wanted a video game bar, not an arcade. They're two different things. No, I wanted to call it High Score.
Oh,
so you could go and get food and alcohol.
Yeah.
And
well, I if I ever hit the jackpot, I would like to own a barcade. I love 80s, 90s.
A barcade.
I spent a lot of years in an arcade.
Exist.
They're on Yonge Street. There's still a few. You've probably been in a couple of them on Yonge Street, Mary Jane, growing up here.
Okay, so I have extremely fond memories of literally as a kid walking down Yonge Street, and then all of a sudden, when they're closed, they're just glass windows.
Yeah, or bars, and then it went to bars after a while.
But when it's open, it's all
all
you're literally
open.
just walking down the street, and all of a sudden it's there's a whole arcade there. And as a little kid, it was games.
There was a couple of big ones on Yonge Street that we used to and they were packed. I mean, shoulder to shoulder. Growing up in Toronto in the 60s and 70s was a very unique experience, especially because I grew up in Yorkville.
Did you go watch the all-night movies?
Oh, we used to go to you paid $2.50 and you just watch movies all night. There's 8 movies. Usually Bruce Lee movies, karate movies, kung fu movies, B movies, things like that. At the you remember the Cornet Theater at the corner of I can't remember what, but it was the Cornet Theater, and you could go in. It was like the Revival Theater where you go in and you pay $4 and you can sit there all day and watch movies. But they were B movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I miss those days. I miss Toronto.
Do you guys watch Cobra Kai?
I've watched every
No.
episode so far. Yeah.
It's such a brilliant fucking show.
Yeah,
That's not my genre.
It was interesting. I enjoyed it so much I almost went and watched the movies, but I didn't want to spend my time doing that.
It's just so.
I'm gonna say
intentionally.
something.
It's intentionally cheesy.
Yes, of course it
brilliant.
is. It's campy.
I'm going to say something that's going to make all of you upset.
What?
There is only one Karate Kid, and it is the one with my man, Jaden Smith.
No, there's
Yeah.
only one
All right,
Karate
we
Kid,
better
and that's
start-
Ralph Macchio.
Sorry, that's actually a line from a movie.
Oh, is it?
Harold and Kumar Christmas movie.
They did use that in Harold and Kumar.
I saw the one that Will Smith did, and it was a good attempt, but I didn't. Sorry, Jaden Smith did.
Jaden Smith.
It was a good
Jackie
attempt,
Chan.
but it wasn't great.
No, I feel like when you have something like that's amazing in the beginning.
I didn't hear your podcast.
Well, there's going to be more coming up.
What was your review of Harold and Kumar Christmas? I missed your podcast.
Okay. I don't know what Timmy thought of it. I personally, I love it. I've seen it.
I love
3D.
Harold and Kumar, man.
It was a little sad that we didn't actually be able to see it in 3D because to watch that one in 3D
This guy did
is
in the theaters.
I had a 3D TV, and 2 days into the quarantine, I kid you fucking not, I'm moving my furniture around,
And it
I'm
broke.
cleaning everything up. I was nowhere near the goddamn TV. The TV was on, it was playing the
Is that the one you were
surround
trying to
sound.
fix?
The speaker wire I pulled out of the back of the speaker itself,
Yeah.
and it fell onto the extension cord,
And ripped it out.
which the metal part of this is how fucking stupid my luck is. The wire part of the speaker wire went into the fucking slot that was open on the extension cord, and all of a sudden a spark shot out of the extension cord, and at the same time I heard pop from the other side of the room, and I turned and I looked, and my TV was off and my surround sound was off.
Oh, boy.
And since that day, neither one work.
Oh, boy.
I was 2 days into the quarantine, and my 70-inch flat screen 3D TV, I was like, I can't get another plasma TV. They don't make them anymore.
My buddy had one of those old ones with the big bulbs that you had to buy. They only last like 1,000 hours. He was forever. He just fucked it. He said, "Fuck it." He had it for years and years and years. Yeah.
At one point, eventually, those fucking bulbs cost like $200-300.
They're not. Yeah, it got to the point where he
So-
has to order them from fucking YouTube. So he said, "Fuck it, I'll just pay for a new TV." Waited until
Yeah.
Christmas time. At Christmas time, $400 will get you a 60-inch now. May not be a very good 60-inch.
I got a 52-inch RCA.
Yep.
With smart technology into it for $299.
There
last
you
Christmas.
go. There you go.
Yeah, and if you buy from somewhere like the Leons or the Brick, the Leons,
The Leons.
they have a 90-day guarantee that if you find it cheaper anywhere else, they'll give you that price. So, like, I bought a mattress at Boxing Day or Black Friday. Black Friday is the best time to buy because they have Black Friday deals, Christmas deals, Boxing Day deals, and New Year's deals,
Ooh.
all within that 90-day period.
Yeah.
And it's even your competitors. Or
There's still stores here in the city around in Mississauga. Sorry, in Scarborough here. They're still doing the Black Friday sales. You know what?
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's time for us to say goodnighty boos.
Yes.
Nighty boos.
I'm not saying 90 boos. Oh,
Come on,
I just-
say nighty boos. Come on.
What is that? Peace, love, and hippie shit? Where
As
does
Chris
that go?
says, yeah. As Chris says,
That's
peace,
Chris
love, and
Backer.
history, shit.
Backer.
All right, so we'll be here next week. Thanks for listening. It's the 420
Darcy
Radio
got it
Show.
growing.
Sarcy
And
got
Darcy left us.
Sarcy left us. Yeah.
Oh, wait, Dale.
Oh.
Dale.
Still here?
Dale, your contest.
Yeah. Who won? Who had the right answer?
What was the question?
What was the
He
question?
had a picture of a plant,
Oh, that's right. Yes.
and he
Oh,
wanted to know what was wrong with it.
I
Yeah.
answered that question. I didn't know who that was.
That was Dale. So now, Dale.
What was it? I'm curious.
isn't telling us.
He's.
Oh, we
his
got to add
mic-
him to the stream.
Maybe his mic isn't working.
No, we added him to the stream.
He's in there. He's our. Oh, okay.
I just did.
Give him a chance.
Dale,
What?
Oh, there he is.
who's the winner?
Everybody getting seeds.
Everybody getting seeds.
No, who had the right answer? What was wrong with your plant?
Water.
Oh,
Not enough.
shit.
So
That's what I thought.
my question, Dale, is
I seen that.
why
before.
don't you water your plant?
That's a male I had there for pollen collection.
Oh.
He gets neglected.
I like that somebody even asked it or said it looked like a male. I didn't even look that close. I just seen it look sad, and I was like, "Oh, I've seen that before."
I just looked at the plant on the way by and thought, what a bastard not watering that plant. Just like that. Then I thought. Then I went back and I said, "Oh, it's a contest. Well, I'm not going to enter that." So.
Yeah. I didn't know who it was. I just said, "Ooh, give that baby some water."
All right,
Give her a drink.
say goodnight, Dale.
Good night, Dale.
Good night, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Night, guys.
You too.
Oh, yeah, it is the weekend, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm already into the 420, damn it.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on the Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.